Hey world, I'm Josh. Welcome to another episode of Let's Try Stuff, Coffee Edition. Lauren is still out of town while I'm shooting this, so you just get me today, but I am trying from the Onyx Coffee Lab, the Colombia La Palma Leanor Rodriguez. It is brought to us by Onyx Coffee Lab, which I think is in Arkansas somewhere, Fayetteville maybe. This fully washed lactic acid fermentation coffee was sourced from the growing region of Cundinamarca, something like that, Cundinamarca, in Colombia, and was produced by Leanor Rodriguez and processed and milled in La Palma El Toucan, like Toucan Sam. They like it as a pour over, and it's to highlight its nuanced notes of blood orange, honey, plum, and floral aromatics. I can say it's honey processed, grown at 1800 meters. It has several varietals: Típica, Caturra, Castillo, and Bourbon, and on the range of traditional to modern roasts. This one is like all the way on modern on that little chart there, which I'm going to assume probably means lighter roasted. It does appear to me to be on the lighter side of things. Maybe not as much as I would have expected, but nonetheless not like Starbucks dark. It's a great smelling coffee. Small, falls somewhere in between coffee smell and that natural processed sweet smell. So it kind of fits with the honey processed. I'm not sure what lactic acid fermentation is. I know lactic acid is the source of getting cramps in your body, but I don't know where they would get the lactic acid from. I don't know what the source is, and I don't know how it would be used in fermenting the coffee beans. But this ought to be interesting. I'm not typically a fan of Central American or South American coffees. I tend to favor African coffees, but I do really like honey processed coffees, natural processed coffees, and geishas. This isn't a geisha, it all kind of falls in that sweeter coffee realm. I just typically think of South American and Central American coffees as being more on that typical bitter flavor side of things. Enough talking. Thought I'd engage in a little irony with the Starbucks mug because I don't have an Onyx mug. I thought it might be nice to drink good coffee out of a Starbucks mug for once, as opposed to Starbucks coffee. And I brewed this in a Chemex, typical that I always do, the 42 grams to 700 grams of water, 42 grams of coffee, and I brewed it at 200 degrees water. I had been doing a few seconds off, or 15-20 seconds off of boil for a while there, but I've gone back to 200 because I prefer sweeter coffee. So, enough yapping. Smells sweet, caramely. Not as I should say it smelled really, really sweet and floral after it was ground. The smell, I would say, is that burnt sugar smell they list as one of the cupping notes. Oh man, that's a complex, interesting cup of coffee. Right off the bat, burnt sugar, blood orange. I get it. It's like there's like some bitterness, but it's got a sweet hint, tartness of a blood orange, and then on the back end it just gets sweeter and sweeter and more floral. Honeyed plum. I don't have a reference point for that, except I would assume it would be sweet in maybe like a prune juice or something. I don't know, like a sweet flavor that would go well with whiskey or something. I don't know. That's irrelevant. the point is, it starts out bittersweet and finishes very, very sweet. Bittersweet, tart, finishes sweet and floral. I think the cupping notes are pretty good on this one. Yeah, it's also that honey, natural process taste. That taste of I've never eaten the fruit that surrounds the coffee bean. Coffee is a little like berry, and inside is the bean, and it's fruit. Inside is the bean. I'm assuming it's the seed. I don't actually know the answer to that, but what we use is the inside. And when they honey process it or natural process it, they leave that fruit on when they're drying it. Well, I know that's true for natural. I don't actually know if it's true for honeyed. I have to do some research on that. Look it up and leave a comment below. Let me know what exactly is the difference between those two methods of processing coffee. That back end floral sweetness is very typical of what I'm used to in that natural processed kind of coffee, and he's making me burp a little right now, and even the burps taste very sweet. It's kind of, today is May 26th. You'll probably see this video in like December, and I cannot tell what it says for the roast date. It says May, I think maybe 24th, but for the life of me, I don't know. It could be May 7th. That doesn't seem right because Mistobox usually gets it to me and roughly 3 days off a roast. So I'm going to assume that's the 24th because Mistobox has been great in getting coffee to me very fast. Long story short, this coffee has something for everybody. It is fantastic. I think Lauren would really dig it too if she was here. I think she'd be more happy with the front end than the back end because I think she likes things a little more on the bitter side. It has something for everybody. If you drink coffee, you're used to bitter flavors. This isn't news to you. But if you like sweet coffee, it's there on the back end. It's not so offensive that if you're like, oh, I need French roast, French press, a horrible, awful coffee, or your Starbucks burnt a crisp coffee, you're not gonna, I don't think you'd be offended by the floral back end. I highly recommend this coffee. Check out, if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been trying this, so it may not be available by the time the video comes out, but if you missed out on it, then you need to follow us on Instagram. It's Skewtoob, just like the channel. We're on Twitter, but we do more on Instagram, and you would know that I was trying this and I really liked it because I've already posted something and I'm going to post a comment saying how good it was. So, follow us, social media. If you want to help us out, try Mistobox for yourself. Our code is Z295, like zebra, Z295. You get $10 off your subscription, we get $10 off ours. Win-win. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.